Hey guys, it's Eric here, and this is my full comparison between the TECNO Camon 16 Premier and its predecessor, the Camon 15 Premier. I would be giving away 100k to 10 lucky subscribers, more details later. We'll start off with the speed test, followed by the camera comparison, and then onto other features. Hopefully this video helps you decide which to buy between them. They both have the same storage capacity, but the 16 Premier uses 8 gigs of RAM, while the 15 Premier uses 6 gigs of RAM. There is also a 13,000 Naira difference between them, which converts to about $30 US, which actually isn't a lot. Anyway, just so we are clear, this isn't a scientific test. Let's begin with the boot up test. The Camon 16 Premier booted up first in 20 seconds, while the 15 Premier booted up 19 seconds later. I tested the fingerprint sensors on both a couple of times, and 10 out of 10 times the 16 Premier unlocked faster. I closed all the running apps before this test. Let's begin with Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Play Store, YouTube, Geekbench. We get higher single and multi-core scores on the Camon 16 Premier. Antutu benchmarks. We get much higher Antutu scores on the Camon 16 Premier. Skipping the games row for now, Snapseed, Camera, Messages, Settings, Lightroom, Speed test. Tested both on the same network, and we get higher download speeds on the 16 Premier and higher upload speeds on the Camon 15 Premier. And now let's open up some games. Let's begin with Smash Hit. PUBG, Subway Surf, Temple Run 2, Let's move on to the camera. The Camon 16 Premier shoots videos in 4K from its primary and secondary cameras, while the 15 Premier shoots in 1080p from both.
So I'm currently recording from the TECNO Camon 16 Premier and the Camon 15 Premier, and this is a good time to plug our sponsors for this video, TransferGo.
So TransferGo is an easy to use international money transfer platform with low fees, no hassle, and is extremely safe. Now you or your friends and family can send money home from anywhere in Europe, including the UK. There's also a pretty sweet reward program where you could earn £10 withdrawable cash as soon as you sign up and send £50 to anyone. I will also be giving away 100,000 Naira to the first 10 people who sign up using my referral link in the description and send £50 home. So hurry, tell your generous family and friends abroad. See full details in my pinned comment. Now let's jump right back into this comparison.
Just on stabilized image on both of these guys. Let me show a human subject, so now we can see how it looks like, skin tones and all. I find it to be a little bit reddish, but after editing you guys should let me know if it looks good. On the Camon 16 Premier, I think that's the reddish one. And now we are on 1080p at 30 fps on both of these devices, and now we have the same resolution, so you can kind of tell if the image on the Camon 16 Premier is stable, because that's the only one that boasts of image stabilization. So does it work? Let me know in the comments.
Looking at photography, the results are quite similar in terms of dynamic range, with the 16 Premier being slightly better. I also think the focus on the 15 Premier is on point, as it appears the trees were moving around when this was taken. You will notice that throughout this test, the Camon 16 Premier has a wider field of view for both the primary and secondary lens. Both of these are 64 megapixel lenses, but clearly not the same tech. The Camon 16 Premier looks very natural, while the Camon 15 Premier looks overprocessed. You can also see more details on the 16 Premier shot when you crop all the way in. Though this picture is about 20 megabytes compared to the 12 megabytes on the 15 Premier. With a human subject, we can see that the 16 Premier photo looks more saturated and contrasty. Most people will prefer it. In terms of details, they look just about the same. With portrait mode, they both map my face fairly well with the same margin for error. Even though these weren't shot with portrait mode, we get a nice sense of depth here, with the Camon 16 Premier retaining its warmer tone. With greens, this one may come down to personal preference, but I think the Camon 15 Premier also has a better focus here as well. There was a little bit of movement when these were taken. I also prefer the blacks and reds on the Camon 15 Premier. The colors just look richer to me. This doesn't even look like the same sock. Looks a lot better on the 15 Premier. Using wide angle mode, we see the usual quality dip on both, but the Camon 16 Premier is actually wider and more detailed, or should I say, less blurry. Using the selfie camera, we can see that both are quite susceptible to overexposure, but the 15 a bit more than the 16. We get better contrast and skin tones on the 16 Premier. Using portrait mode, taking a closer look at my ear and beard, we can see slightly better depth sensing on the Camon 16 Premier's shot. Let's go inside. Using the selfie camera indoors, the Camon 15 Premier is brighter, more detailed, and seems to be handling low light better than the Camon 16 Premier. Using the primary camera, here the Camon 16 Premier really outshines its predecessor, delivering richer, truer to life tones and a lot more detail. In general, most mid-range cameras aren't this good indoors. With portrait mode, they both have the same sense of depth and neither one is impressive with indoor lighting. I think the dual facing flash and screen flash both make the subject look undead. The Camon 16 Premier can combine its flash with the super night mode for the selfie camera, but it's just not working out for it. Both of these have decent night mode for the primary camera as far as mid-rangers go. The Camon 15 Premier looks more realistic than its successor. Unlike the speed test, the camera of the Camon 15 Premier put up more of a fight, but overall still fell behind its successor. It has one minor win though, that is the entirely notchless and punch hole free display, all thanks to that pop-up camera. Asides that, there are not a lot of reasons to buy the Camon 15 Premier over the Camon 16 Premier, and with the relatively small price difference, the Camon 16 Premier offers a lot more value for money. Bigger battery, better processor, better camera, better design, USB Type-C, etc. If you're still unsure about which to buy, you can check out my review of both, links in the description. I would like to thank our sponsors TransferGo for sponsoring this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up and share it. Also follow me on Twitter and Instagram to see what I'm up to. Please subscribe for more videos like this, as it will mean a lot to me, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.